years.
Well, hello everybody, welcome to Gregg's Vintage Workshop, where I'm working to restore history one piece at a time. Tonight, I'm just doing a happy 2021 video to everybody. I've been away from my shop for about a month and a half, down in North Carolina, visiting my granddaughter and daughter and son-in-law. Had a wonderful time, had a wonderful Christmas. So going into 2021, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing here at the workshop. Obviously, the first thing we're going to be doing is going to be working on the 1929 Victor R32 that I started. I think I've recapped it, put the new transformers in it, and so we've got to clean it up and continue to work on that. That's the ongoing project, the one I'll be working on. Other than that, I've also got a Philco signal generator that I wanted to get back when I got the 7070. It eludes me the model number right now. I can't think of it. I'll show it to you here in a minute. But I did pick it up on eBay a few months ago after I finished the 7070. I also have a Transitone Philco radio that I'm going to be working on. I also have a Philco farm radio that I'm going to be working on. And if time continues to work on my side, I also have an RCA radio. I think it won't need to be refinished. I think I can take some Howard's Restore to it, and I think it's going to turn out really nice. It should have awesome sound as well. It's got some tubes down in the actual cabinet that's supposed to give it really good sound. And then I also have another Philco in the model, and that one eludes me. But we'll see all these. I'm going to take for a quick walk through the shop here in a second. The other thing that I came home with from my daughter's house, if you guys have been watching Moslack, Doug over on his channel, he's been working on, I forget what he calls it, an MVP or something like that, but he used a washing machine top to make one unit that will house a bunch of his instruments, and I was impressed by that, where he's at with it, and since my daughter had one anyway, an old washer she was getting rid of, I said, save me that control panel because I'm going to do something very similar. It won't be exactly like Doug's, but I'm mimicking his idea and we'll make it my own. But we're going to be doing that as well. Oh, and the latest, if you've been watching Robert Gibbons, Bob, and Doug at Moslack, they have 3D printer. I've been watching a few of my people that I admire and watch, Dave over in Australia being one of them, and he's been using the 3D printer to help create things to help him with his radio repair, and I've been wanting to do that myself. Up until recently, the price of a 3D printer of any quality was pretty prohibitive for me to afford, but since I got my stimulus and I'd done some research and watched a lot of videos, I decided to get Reality Ender 3 Pro. The same one that Doug and Bob both have, and I had downloaded Ultima Cura and Tinkercad. I've downloaded those a few weeks ago and have been practicing on them. I was like, I want to make sure if I'm going to get a 3D printer, I can design the things that I need to design to work on these radios with, and so far I'm pretty impressed with what I'm capable of doing. So I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought one, and it's not here yet. I'm not going to do a video on it simply because it's already been overdone on the internet. Doug and Bob did theirs, and you guys have already seen this stuff, so I'm not going to repeat it. But from time to time you will see parts that I've created on it as I'm working on the radio. So I think that's going to be a great addition to my workshop, and I hope that you'll all enjoy what we do this year. So without further ado, let's walk around and I'll show you the various projects we're going to be doing this year. Okay, so first on the bench here is the washing machine head that I was telling you about. I had to just go ahead and leave the stuff in it because I figure I can use some of that wiring at some point in time on some project. But everything else will come off of it, and it will be a project. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to put in it yet. I do know I'm going to do the Variac thing. I've got another little Variac here I got some transformers, and I will probably put together my own little variac piece. I'm not sure what else I might include in. I might include soldering iron in it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's not a project that's going to happen right away. That's just something that I might fool around with here. Let's see what else we got. So here's the little Transitone Philco. The case is actually in pretty good shape. It is missing the dial pointer. I'll have to figure out what that is and probably 3D print one. It's all wood. Case is split right here, but it's all there. It's all intact. I had originally planned on putting it into a different case because I have a different case here without an interior. But it's basically like a very similar radio. So this is a PT50 radio, and this is a PT49 radio. So this could actually go in here. So I don't know. This is pretty cool because of the back, as you can see here. But there's no chassis inside. So I'm a little torn because I like this radio, the looks of it, with that rear chassis, but who sees the rear chassis, right? And I also like this one, and the grill cloth is in good shape. Everything's in pretty good shape. So I might just keep it in this one and restore it, and not do the chassis, and maybe I'll look for a chassis for this one at some point in time. That way this one stays original, and we can see what we can find for that one. So that's the one project. Here is the chassis for the RCA I was telling you about, an RCA 9K1, and it's all there, and the actual cabinet is upstairs. Looks like all the tubes are on it. I haven't looked at that closely. I just know it's all original. Nobody's messed with it. I think that this is going to be a really good sounding radio when I get it done. I think that's set up for an iTube. So that's in the wind, or in the wings, I guess it would be. Keeping it down here covered up so the cats don't mess it up. And of course I still got the BK Precision 3010 function generator that I was going to do in 2020, never got around to it, and we may touch it, I don't know. Let's walk over into this shop, and of course we still have the R32. This is the top section, this is the radio section versus the amplifier section that we were working on before I went out of town. There's the amplifier section sitting over here with a cover on it. And then this is the Philco signal generator. I saw Bob Anderson restore one, and I also saw Larry at Back to the Future Radios restore one, and I really liked the looks of it, and I was like, I really want one of those to restore. And so I had found this one. It's actually shining pretty good in this camera, but it's actually really dull. There's what's left of the handle. I just went to pick it up, and that pulled off. So as you can tell, the handle's pretty rotten. I think I can get this. I think I can get these. I've seen these online. There's the plug. It also came with the cord, which obviously would need to be replaced, but it's still the cord actual cord that plugs in here and has the other end on it here. So pretty excited about this. I've been looking at this brass and the best way to do this. I do have some Tarnex, and I did try a little bit of it. That's a very, very old bottle of Tarnex. If I actually use Tarnex, I'll probably buy a new bottle. But you got to be careful. I saw where Bob Anderson said you could rub right through this stuff, so I want to be very gentle with it, and then probably once I get it as cleaned up as I can get it, I'll probably clear coat it. But pretty excited about this. So that's going to be a project at some point this year. And then over here on this side of the shop is the Philco I was talking about. I think it's the 37116 if I remember correctly. I can't remember absolutely. But again, this one, the cabinet is a floor model, and it's upstairs in my spare bedroom. And so we're going to tackle it hopefully in 2021. And then this is the farm radio, if there's enough light for you guys to see this. It's a Philco, and I'd help if I could show it to you a little bit better. The cabinet is actually in a really nice shape. This one would definitely clean up with some Howard's Restorers. The bezel here is in good shape. The push buttons are in good shape. It needs a glass up here. And it is a farm radio, so I have to build a power supply for it, which is not that difficult nowadays. That's that. So again, got some good upcoming projects for Gregg's Vintage Workshop. This actually here is that RCA down here. I thought that I had taken that one upstairs, but no, it's sitting right here. Let's look at that RCA. It's actually in really nice shape. It's got a couple scratches here, but and yeah, that's for the eye tube right there. Bezels there. I do have all the knobs. The grill cloth actually is in pretty good shape too. So this will make a really nice radio when I get it done. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this RCA because it's going to clean up nice. I think it's going to sound really nice. And I guess I shouldn't leave out the 1933 Philco 54. I will be pulling it back out of the cabinet and seeing what's smoked. I promise that I will do that, and I will do that. So that will be what we're going to see in 2021. These various projects I've shown you. I think it's going to be an exciting year. So from Gregg at Gregg's Vintage Workshop, I thank you for watching. Everybody have a safe and healthy 2021. And I'll try and do the same, and hopefully we can get some good watching entertainment. One other thing I do want to mention, I had plenty of time for the month and a half I was out of the shop to watch some of my old videos, and I am the most boring person to listen to and watch that I've ever seen. So I plan to try and make some changes this year, try and speed some things up more so than I do now. Not necessarily show you the things sped up, but show you the first part and then cut to it being completed. That way it'll make it easier to watch for everybody. It isn't until you watch your videos after you've made them for a while that you go back and watch and you're like, why didn't I cut that out? Why did I let that last so long? So I'm planning on doing some better jobs editing, and hopefully you guys will see some good videos this year. So again, from Gregg's Vintage Workshop, thanks for watching.